Greetings, everybody! I am the Starving Martian, and I claim the internet in the name of Mars. Isn't that lovely? Alright, so up till now I've been focusing mostly on one particular kind of Martian, but all that changes today. Now we're looking at the Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century action figure 2-pack that was released in 1997. They released actually a bunch of these at the same time from various Looney Tunes cartoons. All of them were taken directly from one scene in one show. For example, there's one 2-pack featuring Bugs Bunny dressed as a doctor and the Tasmanian Devil with a stripe of paint down his tongue. There's another one with the Roadrunner and the Coyote is dressed in that ridiculous green Batman suit. That was pretty awesome. I might have to get that one at some point. But yeah, so there were a number of them, and they were pretty cool. This one here, obviously, is from Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century, and that was a short directed by Chuck Jones. And you know, Looney Tunes in general, and Chuck Jones in particular, had a really cool way of using their characters as if they were actors, and giving them different roles to play. And Daffy Duck was one of the best actors in their lot because he was very versatile. Under Chuck Jones's direction, you know, he played Robin Hood, he played a Sherlock Holmes type of character, he played a Western hero, Dripalong Daffy, and of course he played Duck Dodgers, a parody of Buck Rogers in the 25th century. And so, have you seen the cartoon at all? It's a really, really good cartoon. Track it down, give it a watch if you haven't. I can't imagine how you could have missed it, but basically it involves Duck Dodgers traveling to Planet X to claim it in the name of the Earth, when the Marvin the Martian travels from Mars to claim Planet X in the name of Mars, and a war escalates between the two of them over ownership of the planet. I won't say any more, but give it a look. It's a really good cartoon. Duck Dodgers would go on to be in many more cartoons since then, none of them quite as good as the original, but all with their own certain charm. In the early 80s, it might even have been 1980, there was Duck Dodgers and the Return of the 24th and a half century. Duck Dodgers would also appear in Tiny Toons Adventures in an episode of that. After Looney Tunes Back in Action, which is a live-action / cartoon hybrid movie, they had made several Looney Tunes shorts that they were going to put in theaters, like just before a feature film. Unfortunately, the movie didn't do well, and so they decided not to do that. But one of the shorts they created for that was a new Duck Dodgers short called Attack of the Drones. It was a Star Wars parody. And so there's been a lot of Duck Dodgers cartoons. In fact, there was even a Duck Dodgers television show, and I do have the first 2 seasons on DVD. It was a 3-season show, but sadly they've only released the first 2 seasons. But it's a very good show. I recommend tracking it down. If you've somehow missed out on the Duck Dodgers experience, I have put a Duck Dodgers cartoon entitled Marvin the Martian in the Third Dimension in my like file. So just click on my name, look up my liked videos. It's right there. It's interesting. It's interesting. That's all I'll say. But getting down to these action figures, this is a very, very nice 2-pack. And very well represents the 2 characters as shown in the cartoon. It would have been nice to have Porky Pig as the eager young space cadet as well, but they were 2-packs, so what are you going to do? So let's move Marvin off to the side for a minute and focus on Duck Dodgers, because Daffy will not take second place. You know Daffy. So this is a really, really good interpretation of the character as shown in the show. He's got his classic green shirt on with his little hoodie and little antenna. On top, he's got, I love the expression on his face. Let's move him in a little bit. You can see he's got this kind of smirk look going on for him there. Looks a little bit full of himself, as he ought to. His eyes squinted like that. He's got this flag, so he can claim this land in the name of Earth. And he has a weapon here, is a missile launcher. It comes with they both these guns come with a missile. You load it in here. Sticks out the back a bit. You can see there's a hole in the back of the gun, and then fires with the button. Unfortunately, I've had these things for years and years, so it's a wonder I have as many of the accessories as I do, but the missiles are both missing. But you've seen this sort of thing before. You push a button, the missile fires out, and, you know, fun is had by all. So I assume this must be his disintegrator ray, and when it disintegrates, brother, it disintegrates. So the flag and the gun are both removable. You just slide them in and out of his hands, and there you go. The only downside to this figure is he has almost no posability. His legs don't move, his waist doesn't move. His arms, you do get some rotation in the arms. A little squeaky, but that might just be from age. But his head doesn't move at all, which is unfortunate because it's stuck at this angle. And I would have liked to be able to turn him at the neck. But other than that, this is almost perfect figure representation of the character. Me likes a lot. Bringing in the Martian. Fun fact, this guy was never actually named Marvin the Martian in any of the classic cartoons. The name was given to him later for marketing purposes. Alright, so, an excellent Marvin the Martian figure. He's got this really mean, upset look to him, as most people do when they have to deal with Daffy Duck. The only problem I have with this figure isn't even have anything to do with the figure itself. It's his flag. Why does he have the Planet X flag? You can't claim the Planet X in the name of the Planet X. He should have a Martian flag, and that irritates me slightly. But honestly, I just noticed that. All the years I've owned this, I didn't even see that until yesterday when I dug these guys out. But so here's his weapon. Again, same feature. And these out of his hand. And this guy does have slightly more posability than Daffy does. As you can see, his head turns. And his legs don't, his waist doesn't, but he does have some head movement, which I do appreciate. His arms can come up and down. And when you put both of his arms up, then it really looks like he's... Arrgh! That duck makes me so angry. Alright, I do a horrible Marvin the Martian. You'll have to excuse me. So, now time for some quick size comparisons. Okay, first of all, this is K9. He's a Martian dog. He was in some of the classic cartoons. He also appears in the Duck Dodgers show that I was showing you the DVD of before. This particular figure came from a restaurant kids meal. Carl's, I believe. It's some kind of restaurant that I don't have anywhere near me, but I was able to pick it up off of eBay, and it scales really good with these guys. So there's that. If you already have these guys and you want something else to put with them, he's a good display option right there. But these guys are larger than some of my other Looney Tunes. This is the Bat Duck from McDonald's. And you can see he's slightly taller than him, but that doesn't really scale. When you put him next to Daffy, you can see. And he's quite a bit shorter. Here he is next to Lola Bunny from the Space Jam line. And again, he's a bit taller than Lola. Of course, if her ears pointed up, she is kind of in this crunchy position, but they don't really scale that well. But I mean, they do scale well with each other, and that's, you know, that's what you're going to be displaying. Here they are with Hannah Dundee from Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. She's about Jurassic Park figure size. And whenever you see any of the Looney Tunes characters with a normal-looking, non-Elmer Fudd human character, the humans do tend to be a good head and shoulders above them. So actually, this scales pretty well. So if you want to put, you know, Duck Dodgers in Jurassic Park for whatever reason, because why not, you could go ahead and do so. Yeah, right. So yeah, I do highly recommend tracking these guys down. I seen them on eBay. It's probably the cheapest place you're gonna find them. I seen them going for about 25 or so plus shipping, which is a decent price. I probably got them for much less when I picked them up years ago. They probably ran, I would guess, like around 7 or 8 initially in the stores, but you're not gonna get them for that price anymore. So I think 25 to 30 is a fair price. I wouldn't pay more than that. They're cool figures, but that's, at the end of the day, all they are is two little action figures. So it's up to you. It depends on how much this sort of thing is worth in your eyes. But as I said, I do quite enjoy them, and I do have some more Duck Dodgers merchandise floating around, and some more Marvin the Martian stuff. And I might break them out at some point. I think you'll enjoy. But that's about it. So we're going to wrap up this video. That's all, folks. Until next time, keep watching the skies.